It seems to me that most people think that the world is going to end due to climate change, World War III, global economy collapse, population collapse, etc., etc., etc. Like, there are so many things that people can, like, credit to the end of the world. I mean, I share some of these concerns only, but I don't believe the world is going to end anytime soon. Unless things happen in World War III. Then that might be a little more risky. But overall, I don't think that the world is going to end. So what I want to first talk about is humans have evolved being able to pick apart the negative much faster and much more selectively than the positive. Right? This is productive. Like, if you weren't able to identify a snake fast enough, you would be dead. And those who didn't identify a snake fast enough, they are now dead. And we who evolved from those who survived were able to pick apart the dangers from the non-dangers more quickly. And yet this causes us, in the present, so much trauma, so much pain. We hear so much negativity, partially because of news sources. I'll be, who the fuck still watches the news? Like, that business is literally fucked without the government paying for them. But the other is from algorithms. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, etc., Twitter, use algorithms to get you on the platform for the most amount of time. And I mean, one of the best things to have you click is something negative and outrageous. Right? So if you're on these platforms and you browse, the chances are very high you'll be recommended something negative, something outrageous, regardless of your search and watch history and preferences. And so the downstream effect of this is, after consuming so much media, so much content that's negative, we will most likely start to believe that the world will end. And so now on to why I don't believe the world will end. I could say that I don't consume much media in regards to this at all, and therefore I'm more positive. And, you can just call me a blissful ignorant. I don't know anything that's going on. But that's a moral judgment. Right? And that doesn't really mean anything to this topic. Like, calling me a bad person means nothing in the topic of the world is not going to end. Like, that means nothing. So I don't care if you're better than me, or if you think you're better than me. Just because you consume more content about this stuff. Regardless, it's not like I have no idea whatsoever. It's not like I'm completely clueless. I believe the world won't end because of one fundamental idea. We fear what we don't know. You can think about a time when you had a crush on someone. You didn't know if they liked you, and so you feared the possible rejection. Like, if you already knew that they liked you, like 100% accuracy, 100% certainty, would you still be afraid? No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't be afraid because you would already know the answer. Right? And so why do people fear for the end of the world? Because people simply don't know what's going to happen. People don't know much, and they fear what they don't know. Do I know what Japan and Korea are doing about the population collapse? I don't know. Which is why I have some concerns over it. Do I know what's going to happen with Russia and Ukraine? No, I don't. And we most likely won't know until we get there. Do I know what the fuck AI is going to do? No. For me, these are simply concerns that I have. I mean, you can ask, how am I simply concerned? How are you simply concerned about these things? And then I'll ask you, what can you do about it? Like, what can you do about the war? What can you do about Japan and Korea? What can you do about the economy? What can you do about AI? Absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because if you're watching YouTube, you're probably not someone who has enough power to influence any of these things. And so akin this to death. Like, what in the world can you do about your own death? Nothing. You can do absolutely nothing about your own death. You will die. I will die. We all will die. One day. And there's nothing that you can do about it. And so I'm outlining all of this in this way because the fundamental part of living is knowing what is or is not within your control. Without recognizing what is or is not in your control, you'll be pulled into so many things and you'll be destroyed. Because you'll think that things that you can't control or you can't control, and when you fail because you literally cannot control this thing, you blame yourself. Even though you couldn't control it. So chill the fuck out. It isn't like the world has been through hard times. And in fact, the times right now are the absolute easiest times in any person's life over the entire course of the human race. Like, certainly people have had harder times. And I also don't want to discredit the challenges we face today. We are facing challenges that are far more difficult than in the past. So let me repeat that. We are facing challenges far more difficult than in the past. Yet we are still in the easiest times of history. We live in such luxury. Like, back then, it was like, how the fuck do I feed my family? Like, how do I survive today? Like, it was a day-to-day misery type of deal. Today, it's more like, how do we survive as a race? How do we survive for hundreds of years, for millennia? And the reason why I can say that it's still the easiest of times ever is we've elevated ourselves as a species above apes, just trying to survive, just trying to get food. We as a people are ingenious. We've solved so many issues. COVID. Vaccines were produced in 1 year with higher efficacies than any flu vaccine. Food production. Through machinery and GMOs, we can feed many more people. Toilets and plumbing. Like, bro, imagine living where there were no toilets and diarrhea could possibly kill you and your family. Like, regardless of the downsides of, the COVID vaccines, GMO plants, etc., these have undoubtedly helped people. They have. And they were made by us. We made them. We as a human race will pull through, as we all have before. We've gone through two world wars and countless other sufferings. We will make it through again. Certainly people have been calling the end of the world for decades now. I'm still waiting, man. Been waiting for 12 years. And people said the world was gonna end in 2012. I'm still here. I'm still waiting. Like, come on, anytime now. At the end of the day, so much talk about the end of the world is to garner attention. Like, that's it. There's no validity behind the claims. It's just, the world's gonna end. Oh no, oh no. The thing is, people can make these claims and other people will believe them because most people don't and can't take the time to do their own research. Am I going to look into how Japan and Korea are going to fix their population decline or policies that they think of? Maybe after I finish this video, but probably not. Am I going to think about how we can control AI? How we can not have it kill us all? Am I going to research the economy? Am I going to research the war? No, I'm not. I don't have the time nor the patience to. So just live. Even if it is the end of the world, live like it's coming. Not in fear and panic, as if those will help at all. Just because you fear and panic when an asteroid is coming doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. And to live and appreciate every moment of every day. Live the best life before we all disappear. Because one day you'll be 80, you'll be wondering where the time went. And it'll be your turn to die. So live.